night. And of course, it's probably just going to be another night of them just sitting in the parking lot, turned on with their headlights on. That's probably what it's going to be. But at least now we got 3 of them right here, They're going to save the day. I mean, save the night. I'm just playing. They're just going to sit at the police station all night. With Evan McKnight having that wreck and everything. I'd love to know where they put that cruiser. I think they put it in the impound, but I don't know. I think they hid the car. I think they hid the cruiser. But I don't know. You never know. It's Ironton. You never know about them. You never know about I-Town. For the past couple nights, it's been sitting here real quiet at Ironton Police Department. It's been real quiet here, They just been chilling. This is what happens when you don't pay attention when you drive. This is what happens when you don't pay attention. That's what happens when you don't pay attention. And, that was done by Evan McKnight, and he's a sergeant here, He wasn't paying attention one bit. They never do. I always see him flying. I always see the cops flying. I always see, luckily this girl's okay, but I'm glad she's okay, but I always see the pigs flying and doing and breaking traffic violations, and then they get by with it. I got videos of them running, not coming to a complete stop and everything else. Then I seen one story where this dude said he was a FedEx driver and he parked his FedEx truck, and then he almost got ran over by an Ironton police officer on the route to delivering delivering mail because they wasn't paying attention. And they're police officers. They're supposed to be aware at all times. They're supposed to be aware at all times, 24/7. They're supposed to be aware. But nope. But let's go see what's popping at the sheriff's office. At nighttime, when you drive around in Ironton, just always make sure you got a light on you. If you got a phone, just. But grannies do. I ain't bought none yet, but grannies do sell bike lights. You know, that's what I heard. Grannies sell bike lights, so I need to go get some. I usually walk up this because I don't want to waste my energy, you know, climbing up this. So I usually walk. But ladies and gentlemen, it's another dead Saturday. I mean, not Saturday, Tuesday. I don't know why I said Saturday. Yeah, we just been sitting. I mean, I just thought I would just, you know, ride around again tonight and just go around and see what's popping in Arlington. But it don't seem like there's much popping. For one thing, they're laying real low right now, being, you know, oh, that's glass busted everywhere right here. Someone just busted glass. Oh, stand back 500 feet over there, got his lights on. Stand back 500 feet. Excuse me, barked. And again, if you all rewatch this, because I know I don't get much viewers on live, never do. But it's alright. I'll never stop doing this. But like I said, when you guys do rewatch this, just give me a like. If not, it's okay. But it is free. I'm not asking for it. Just like I'm not asking for nothing else. But a damn like sometimes. But a damn like. And I do ask for the subscription to CNL Fishing. I've been sharing that everywhere, trying to get more subscriptions. If anyone like fishing or adventure content, like going places and doing things, then subscribe to that channel, because there's going to be a lot more coming there too. But you know, and I wish I knew exactly where the impound lot was, because they moved it from where it was last time. It's not where it was. But then I think they moved it to a place where you can barely see the cars. Like they got it all fenced in and they got it all like fenced in and everything. I was just wondering because I'm trying to figure out where that cruiser's at. Well, I'm trying to figure out where McKnight's cruiser went. Golly, there's some more glass. People just busting glass on the sidewalk. You know, I ride around in circles. Sometimes people's probably like, what is he doing? Where there's not really that many people out anyways. But I'm just saying, some people's probably like, this dude's always driving in circles. That's why I was thinking about getting me a vest that says media, been on third media. I'm definitely gonna get me like a vest and some things because, you know, people probably does be like, man, what is this dude doing riding around the same blocks, circling every 5 minutes. But like I said, there's gonna be times that we do routes downtown here and then routes on the other end. I think all the police, that every one of the officers should be drug tested after what happened. Even though it probably wasn't nothing to do with drugs, he just wasn't paying attention. But still, every one of them should be drug tested. But that's just not how it works, you know? That should be how it works, but it ain't. Like, that's not how it works nowadays. See, we still got that cruiser parked like that. Then we got Jordan over there parked like the cruiser, and then we got that car right. I don't know who's in that one, but I'm pretty sure McKnight was working night shift, but I don't know what he's doing now. Nothing's probably not gonna happen to him. I mean, he should automatically, well, he should have been fired months ago, but that's not how it is here. They don't fire the back office. They rank them up so they can do more corrupt shit. $12.10. Now it's Wednesday, May 7th, 12:10. Man, I hate doing that. It messes up the lens every time. Sorry. I don't got to wipe them or whatever. I think that's better. Hold on. It has been on third. If you want to, hit the light. If not, it's okay. Because I'll still do this. Alright. Well. See, the back is the police station. The front is what I showed last night. The front is the city building. So just think, like I said, not to bring it up again, but they have the whole building by themselves. So there's one of them got out. One of them getting in the cruiser. Well, I guess he's just parking his cruiser. I guess that's what he's doing. I guess he's just parking his cruiser. So his cruiser was parked over there, and then he got out. I mean, he got in it and moved it, parked it right there, and hasn't got out of it yet. I'm just messing around. Let's see what we can do on this filter. There's all kinds of stuff. There's even a light on it. I didn't even know that. Look, literally a whole light to light up the area. I didn't know that. That's pretty damn cool. I've been using the flashlight on this phone. You know, literally there's a light on here. See, I don't think you can do two people on this one. Like, you know, we'll have people like jump up on here. I don't think you could do that on here, on this one, on this. I'm not for sure if you could do that on this or not. I don't even know what some of this stuff is I'm pressing, guys. I'm just pressing stuff. Water. Drink water. Even though I don't really like water. I need to drink some more of it because I don't drink a lot of it. I like drinking, you know, this is all I do. I like drinking pop, but you know, But, you know, Mountain Dew. But I don't got Mountain Dew right now, so Pepsi. That stupid train. What's up? It's still doing the same damn thing, sitting there. It is late though. My night's going pretty good. How's your night going? Good, bad, in between? I don't know. One of them was parked right like sideways, then they got in the cruiser and parked it right there, and like you did. You stayed up. I stayed up. Oh, you did? What was you doing? Having fun? At least you got 1 hour. I don't even. Well, I know Goo, Jordan. I don't know who the other officer is. That's who's on shift right now. Goo, Jordan. And I'm not for sure who the other officer is. It's using McKnight on night shift, but I don't know who is right now. Do you even know what an impound lot is? Because I used to know where it was, but they moved it. You know, when Chili went there that one time, and ever since that, uh, ever since he done that, like after he done that, they moved it. They moved like the impound lot, and I mean it's been moved for like a year or two. I just don't know where it's at. Like I literally looked everywhere for it. I don't know if it's like it says it's on 2nd Street, but I don't know. Because what I think was going on when what was going on, they had to deal with that dude that owns the old place where they was like putting the cars at. They had some kind of deal with that dude that owns that property, but they couldn't do it no more, so they got a different property and put the cars on. That's exactly what had to happen because they moved everything. Like I heard it's the same spot that where people go to take stuff to dump at, but I don't even know where that's at. Like, like where they have the dumpsters at where people can dump. One sec. Shit. Well, I did heard it was on Second Street. That's where I heard it was. I would ask one of these pigs, but I don't even want to talk to them. You know, unless they're on a stop, then I. Oh shit! Drop my damn water. Heavy. Daddy. Well, if I if I have to get I have to use this one. Um, hold on. Let's check. I don't even know what just went on. They even got a one-way sign right here. That's funny. One way. See, I'm going by here for a reason, to Tackett's Body Shop, because this is where they usually take, even though the Cruiser's probably at the impound a lot, but this is usually where they take the Cruisers to get fixed. Actually, this is like the body shop. They really got this blocked off for some reason. All right, I don't understand what I got. I don't understand what I got this roped off for. Ain't nothing wrong. I don't understand that. Let's go to Sammy's. Oh, well, let's go by Sammy's. See, when I seen him that one day, his Jeep was parked right there in that parking spot. That's crazy. There's still food sitting on the table. Literally. Hold on. I wonder how old that food is. I wonder how old that is. It's been sitting there. I'll go to where I think it's at, but I think it's on. I like these chair things where people promote, but the one on Park Avenue where the Little Caesars where the stop sign is, gets in the way of people driving all the time. It really does. It gets in the way of people. They need to move it. But wouldn't it be funny if I get one that says Ben on Third, sit right here and promote my shit? They probably wouldn't even let me. No, you've been putting the city on blast. You're not allowed to do that. Shit. See, right here before this bridge was here, there was apartments here, and they like made everyone move. You guys got to move out. We're building a bridge here. That's what happened. Everyone that had apartments here had to move. And then there used to be a car wash here too that got taken out because of it. And the bad thing about it, they basically took the car wash out for nothing because the car wash was like right over there, and they could have still had that coming off because the car wash was like right over here, and they tore that down for no reason. They could have had a car wash coming off right off the bridge. Well, they did have one, and they tore it down for this bridge. See, homeless people used to stay right here, and they started getting on to him because it was right beside a business. Ritual was right beside it, right across the street here. So, they complained about it, and since they complained about it, and they started leaving trash and stuff. They stopped the homeless people from staying there. It's like they push them off to the side where they don't want them to be seen. Now they're by Park, like I said, living right behind Park Avenue, and I would drive by there, but it's real dark, and I don't like especially by the park, like by Park Avenue. Not by Park Avenue, I mean by Moulton's Field. And one of the people I know that's homeless, I know he's a thief, but I still help him out. But he is a thief. He done some dirty shit, and I helped him out still. And I didn't even realize it until I helped the dude out. Then I'm like, oh yeah, that's the dude that done some dirty shit. Unsolved murder had already happened down at Lawrence Street. Like, that woman got, put in the water, and whoever's out here, there's a murderer walking around. They got by with it. Never heard nothing else about the case. other than she was face down in the water. Other than them being, they said there was drag marks to where she was dragged to the water. How come Brian Pauly ain't hopping on that, huh? How come he ain't fucking investigating that? And last time I asked him about the dude that got hit in the road, oh, we don't have nothing else, you know. We got very little evidence. Like, we don't have nothing, basically, is what they said. So, I mean, of course they're not gonna like tell me, but still, like, it seems like it's just gonna, like, because they said that all the cameras around there, I really don't want to put this out, but they said all the cameras around there are like them fake cameras that don't even work. So that's why they didn't get nothing on camera. So they failed on getting the video. You know, they thought they was gonna get some video footage of the person that hit the dude and went away, but you know they couldn't get the footage because the camera was fake. You know, it wasn't a real camera. So. But the thing is, you gotta think, St. Joe is about a block or two away from there. You know they gotta have cameras. They gotta check back on that day. They might have caught that car by St. Joe. Yeah, they said, because I brought the cameras thing up, and they said they already knocked to door. They knocked to everyone's door on the neighborhood and asked them about cameras. And like I said, they're just fake cameras. I mean, they're real cameras, but they don't work. They're just put there for show. So they really don't got much to go on, you know. But that's always their, you know, their question. I mean, their thing. And the bad thing about it, McKnight, I mean, Blankenship, that was one of the things he said he went off on me about when I banged on the door. They was all like, oh, we're busy right now investigating this. We don't need you banging at our door. Like, you know, they was bringing it up on me. Like saying, like they was too busy investigating it. Like, then how come they ain't found nothing? Like, how come no one's been arrested? How come they ain't, like, done anything? How come it ain't been reported on the news, like, again and again? I don't even want to talk about WSAZ. Maybe one day. Maybe I'll tell that story one day, but not right now. Golly, what a day it's been for me. And the phone calls I've been making. Trying to get accountability here. It's really frustrating. When you make so many phone calls and you call so much people, and, you know, I'm talking about higher ups, you know. Well, let's just say today I called a couple people I called WSAZ, and they thought they was just gonna hang up on me. You don't hang up on me. I keep calling your ass. And then a woman answered and said, "Please quit calling." And then I called her. I called him again, and some dude answered because they didn't like the way that I said, "Why do you guys report on the positive things in Ironton, but never the negative things?" And I basically said that they was working for him and they didn't like that. But I don't give a shit. But there might be something coming and there might not be with them. I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see. Because they're like, there's both sides to every story. We got to talk to them, and then we got to come and talk to you. Or come and talk to the people that's you know, with all the stories, with all the corrupt stories that the people have. Yeah, they're only going to tell their side, and then they're going to believe them because they're police officers. That's what's going to happen. I just wanted to know why that wreck wasn't on the news. And that's another thing that got salty about me asking that. Why wasn't that wreck on the news? They said they didn't hear nothing about it. That's why it wasn't on the news. The Evan McKnight wreck. They said they didn't hear nothing about it, so that's why it wasn't on the news. That's another thing they told me. They said, how are we going to put something on the news when we don't hear nothing about it? Then I was like, how you find out about everything else? You got to go get the news. That's what you got to do. You don't sit around. You go get the news. You go get your stories. And then they're like, you know, we can't just pull up there and ask questions. So you're telling me a media company can't pull up and put the camera right out there and just ask the questions like I do? Like, that's insane. Like, they can't do that? Like, hey, they can't go there and be like, hey, this is WSAZ. This is Peyton Joseph, WSAZ. We seen on the internet you guys have been doing some corrupt things and you know, and to start asking questions. I think I got his name right. Joseph Peyton. Yeah, this is WSAZ. This is Joseph Peyton from WSAZ. Reporting live in Ironton, Ohio. Like, they can't make themselves known. Like, that's all I want them to do. I don't even, like, one of them to cause a scene. Just make themselves known that, hey, we're watching you all. And report on the news like they're supposed to. Don't just report on something and then not report on everything. Pick and choose what to report on is what I'm saying. Don't do that. That's what they do. They pick and choose what to report on. And here's what happens. People call them and tell them stories. And some stories they take and some stories they push off to the side. Like, yeah, we're not doing this. And they're like, you know, they're very, very, like, they gotta, like I said, when it comes to police corruption, they said they gotta have all the proof and everything, you know, to run a story. They gotta have everything to even run a story. But I got all that. I got everything. You know, I want to run a story about McKnight. That's what I want to do, about all the times he talked shit, all the times that what he done to people, you know, and then put where he crashed at. That's what I want to put too. I want to, like, yeah, I seen that. It was that one dude, he got arrested. That was crazy. WSAZ didn't even report on that either, I don't think. Of course they did. Because that's one of the, I don't think they're going to report on that. Yeah, of course, another news station did. They're like, hell yeah, we're going to shine this opportunity. I don't blame them. I don't blame her at all. I seen the charges. That's crazy. Like, God, he was on some P. Diddy. I'm just kidding. I don't know if he was on some P. Diddy, but. Where is this live? This live is in Ironton, Ohio. That's where this live is. Where are you from? Yeah, they do. But you know, with them cops, you know what they do? They protect people like that. You know they do. The cops protect people like that. They protect pads. Like they really do. They protect them. Oh no, just leave that pet alone. Don't do nothing. Oh, we can arrest him when he's a known sex offender driving around with, people and going to parks and everything else. I think they should arrest him. Or arrest the person I'm talking about. Since we're talking about creeps. The other day I seen him pass me, and he passes me again and put the fucking video camera on him and tell him to leave me to don't pass me again. Let me see. Okay. See, most people couldn't ride around 2 to 3 hours at a night. Well, the other night I only rode around two hours, but I'm just saying, some people's like, oh, my legs get tired. Oh, I'm tired. And I get tired too, but it's great exercise. You gotta think, you're moving your legs. It's crazy that trains used to run through here. Keep it coming, man. You're a badass, man. Thank you. Thank you, for real. I really appreciate you, man. I try to be. My name's not Ray. I don't know who. Someone's screaming Ray. My name's Corey. See, right here is where Chili pulled up that one time and raised hell, you know, at the auction. And they were like, you gotta move. You gotta move. See, at the time, see, that's what I'm saying. That dude is really the dude that owns this property back here. And what I think is they just like quit giving this dude money, and they cut ties with him, and they had to move the impound lot. That's what I think, anyways. Because now it's just all cleaned up back there. There's not really much back there. I remember one time I got a story. I got all kinds of stories, but I remember one time, you know, they pulled us over and some bullshit happened. The car got towed here, and you know, so we had to pull up here with the money. We pulled up here with the money, and they came outside and they're like, "We're not giving you the car. The car ain't even yours." I'm like, "Are you serious?" Like, I mean, the car wasn't at the time. It was my baby mama's car. They're like, "That's not her car." I'm like, "Yeah, the fuck it is." Like, come on now, it is her car. So you know, we stood here for an hour, and they finally gave us the car. Like, it was insane. I don't know what went on, but it was like they was trying to take the car. And this thing goes, it's a Cavalier, so they wasn't winning. But they trying to say, I don't know, they trying to say something like the registration was messed up on it or something. But I don't know. You know how Ironton is. But it's just frustrating. You know, you're standing outside for an hour waiting to get the damn car. Standing right here, you know, waiting for Ironton. That's what we had to do too. We had to wait for them to bring a key to unlock the gate. I'm like, oh my God. Like, that's what I'm saying about it's not as easy as they say to get a hold of them. They're all like, oh, if you ever need any, if you want to if you want to complain, if you want to like file like a report on the officer, you can call us and let us know. Like, yeah, right, you try to call them. It goes straight to the voicemail usually. If you don't get like if you get an answer, it'd be surprising. And then when you go down to the police department, the chief don't even come out. He sends the corrupt pigs out. He sends like a Blankenship out or one of them out, and then he says, and then they go, oh, he's not back there. Like, how is he not back there? Like, I know he is. Like, you don't have to lie. All you have to say is he's back there. He just don't want to talk to you right now. That's all you guys got to say. Instead of going back there saying he's not back there, all you guys got to say is he's back there, but he just don't want to talk to you. That's all you guys got to say. What's up? Oh, it's Corey. It's Corey. Corey White.
Oh, hey, Corey.
Yeah.
Right, 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 permit.
Yeah. Yeah, this is my phone light. Have a great night. You gotta have a flashlight or IPD will pull you over. Yeah, that's crazy. That's how they are. Like that is how they are. It's crazy how many stories that people got about these cops around here. Like, I'm not the only one that got stories. You're not the only. Like, there's all kinds of people. Like I said, it's crazy. But some people just don't. Most people don't talk about it because they're like they got. Some people got like ties in the city. They don't want to run. Some people got jobs in the city. They don't want to mess up. So they just take it and don't talk. And they don't talk about it. They just be like, "Yeah, we know it's corrupt, but what can we do about it?" If we say something about it, we might lose our job. We might lose our ties with the person. I mean, I've had people message me before on low key, like I'm talking about big dogs around here saying, "Yeah, we know it's corrupt, but we can't say nothing about it because, we got business here in this town, and we say something about it, they could shut us down." But they message me and congrat and like say keep doing what you're doing and stuff. Like I had emails like that. Keep doing what you're doing, man. You're doing a good thing. Like I know Ironton's corrupt, but I can't really say much. That's exactly what some people tell me. Because you know how the IPD is. You talk about, you bring up one story about them, they will forever target you. Like they will forever target you. They will remember your name or remember your face and see you walking down the street or see you driving a car or see you driving a motorcycle like they said I was driving, but that was a damn lie. But anyways, yeah, and they would just pull your ass over because they know you. Oh, there's Ben on third driving. Whoop whoop whoop. Just turn the lights on. He didn't stop at the stop sign 500 feet. He didn't do that. Or, or he didn't use a turn signal. What's the other bullshit? Oh yeah, he had something on his mirror. He had something hanging out on his mirror. Oh yeah, his windows was too dark. What else excuse they use? Oh yeah, you're following too close to someone. I've heard that being happen before. Like you're following too close to a semi. That's what I'm talking about. Someone got pulled over for that in Ironton. And they said a cop was a complete dick, but they don't remember the cop's name. Like people always be telling me stories, but they'd be like, I'd be like, "What's the cop's name?" And you got a video? Well, no, we don't got a video, and we don't know the cop's name. Well, then nothing can be done. You gotta know the cop's name, and mainly you gotta have a video. I've learned that. Trust me. I made a couple mistakes. Like I made 3 mistakes doing this already, and I've been doing this like 2 years. I made like 3 big mistakes not recording. I missed out on big videos that would have shown people the real shit. Because sometimes I just, I don't think about recording. I just pull up to the police department and bang on the door and just start talking and start rambling on and don't even think about turning on my camera. And then I'm like, oh shit, I just stood here and raised hell for 20, 30 minutes and almost an hour and not even recording. Like it fucks me every time. But now I always usually make sure I'm recording. And I usually make sure I have a little camera on my bike that's recording, like a little body cam. So if something happens to me, it will all be on the camera. It'll be on the live, or it'll be on a camera somewhere. Man, them pigs are still sitting there. Like what? Like damn. Like they just like at nighttime. Like it's a good thing, but they're just like they just like sit there and chill. They probably bring like Xboxes or PlayStation 3 and in there and play and just sit there and bullshit. Do stupid things. You never know what they're doing in the police department. You never know. They can have people pull up in the front and sneak them in. Like, they can have people, they can have people pull down the street and be like, hey, walk, pull down the street, park, but walk and meet us and we'll let you in. You never know. I've heard some stories about Ironton, bro. I heard like crazy stories like that they did that type of stuff. Like, they used to let people in the police department at nighttime, and you never know what went on. And, when you hear it from more than one person, then you know it's not a lie. When you hear it from like 5 different people, the same thing, the same story. Well, not really the same story, but similar stories, Like, I remember at one time, I was just taking a video about the high water at Lawrence Street, and a dude walked up to me and started talking about blanket shit. I mean, not blanket shit, McKnight. He just started, he didn't even know I recorded the cops, and he was like, yeah, IPD, they're always on me. And then that's why I made a video and told them to leave him alone. And then I asked him the other day, I seen him and I was like, have they bothered you ever since? He was like, no. When they go by me now, they just wave at me. I was like, that's good. I'm glad they're leaving your ass alone. And the other day when he was parked at Central Christian Church, I was letting people know, like, hey, there's a cop parked over there. I usually get right in front of him and turn on my light on my phone to let people know and point, like, hey, there's a pig over there, to let people know, hey, there's a cop. And some people, like, wave at me for doing it. They know what I'm doing. People know what I'm doing when I'm doing that, though. But some people don't get it, though. Some people's like, what are you doing sitting there pointing? Like, you'll see what I'm doing in a minute. You better slow down, like, Yeah, it is a lot more than what people think. And it's a lot more than what we know, too. There's a lot. You get what I'm saying? Man, I always say follow the money, but it's hard to follow the money. They keep all that hush. Like, homeless is out tonight. Out walking around. That woman walked up to me. She thought it was someone else. She said, you got a bright ass light on your phone. And I was like, yeah. And then she walked off. But that was weird. I just had to right away. See, that's what I'm saying. I'm not scared to say my real name. Some people get on here and they're like, they don't say their name. They say they're like, well, it's been on third. I mean, I do say it's been on third, but People ask me my real name, I'll tell them, like, my real name is Corey Matthew White. Simple. Corey Matthew White. Cory. Don't put an E in it. You put an E in it, you're spelling it wrong. Yeah, I know you're Katie. I know that. Katie Fry. Is that your name? Katie Fry, huh? Hell, this has been on this for like probably about 2-3 years. Wendy's. Shit. That went all the way. That lid went all the way over there. That's crazy. Your Facebook. I used to have a Facebook, but they took it down. The haters did. They kept reporting me where I made posts, and you know I had like 7,000 people on there and all of that shit. But you know they took me down. I think I literally think it was them reporting me because you know I know people was reporting me for making videos about the police because you know I got sent notifications saying you've been reported. They reported me so much they got my Facebook took down. I'm surprised they ain't tried to take my YouTube down and you know try to like strike me or something because like I said, like Blankenship already was like, you need to take some of them videos down because some of them you're lying. Like no, they're all facts, but you know I'll never take my videos down. I don't give one shit what anyone says or what he thinks, especially what he thinks. But you know, we could drive up to this jail and see what's going on. But I wish we can get everyone out of that damn jail over there because they don't even need to be in there. The only ones that need to be in there are fucking pedos. I talked to a person that, you know, that was just in there, and they said it's the same like it's always been, you know, nasty as fuck. The same jail like it's always been for decades. He didn't even have a cover or a blanket. I mean, he didn't even get a blanket. He had to sleep on the floor. Didn't have a bed. It was crammed up in the room. One day I'll see. Well, I don't know if he's a type that likes to do videos about shit. I like to get a video though, see how, you know, ask him his experience about the jail. But I ask people, do you want to be video? And they say no. I don't put the video on unless we're in public. Now, if we're in public, that's a different story. We could video anyone. Don't expect people to take the camera off you or not put the camera on you when you're in public, because that's going to happen. But I usually only put the camera on the police. Like when there's a pullover, I usually just focus on the police. They're in there. The jail, they got the garage open. They're in there washing clothes. They probably, well, no, the inmates are probably asleep. But they had to wash. They had the dryer on, so they're in there washing things. Let's see what this is. Spring Fest. Hold on. This already passed. I don't know why the sign's still up. Oh yeah, I already know that. Yeah. No, that's crazy. No. He knew about every bit of what Brad was doing. He knew everything. He knew all about what was going on. He knew he was just acting he was just acting like he didn't know, acting stupid. I didn't know. I didn't know someone was living in my house and had all that dope, but he was living in my house. I didn't know at all. I'm a police officer. I'm a sergeant. But I have someone living in my house that was on dope, another police officer, and I didn't even know he was on dope, and I didn't even know he had it. But there was traffic always at my place when he lived there, like, and everything, you know. But I didn't know nothing about it. I didn't know one thing about it. Yeah, and then McKnight tries to make it, and then he tries to make it look good. He's like, guess who was the officer who arrested him? I was. Of course you're gonna arrest him to make yourself look good. Of course that's what you're gonna do, you know, to make yourself look good. Yeah, you're gonna turn on him and arrest him. Brad just stayed solid, in my opinion. He stayed solid and didn't say a word and took it to the chin because, you know, they gave him a slap on the wrist. So he's like, why would I talk? They gave me a slap on the wrist. So I'm just going to take it to the chin. And, you know, they're probably good friends because where they was the boys in blue, you know. When they become cops, you know, they become brothers. Brothers in blue. They'll do anything for each other. They'll lie for each other, you know. Please don't tell them anything, Bradley. Please don't tell them anything, Bradley. Please, I'm a sergeant. I'll lose everything, Bradley. I'll lose everything. Let me just take you into jail and you know, and you can just take it to the chin and everything will be fine. I think that should be talked about every single day. That should be talked about. Like that should be talked to preach about every single day that happened. That another police officer was living with another police officer that had meth, heroin, fentanyl. And he had his work gun with him. You know, his unit, all that stuff. He had it in the box that, you know, he put some of the evidence. You know, he had it in the evidence box, like where, you know, where you put evidence in. The stuff that they don't even use. I ain't never seen them put like stuff in the evidence box or put stuff. I always see them get the drugs and leave it up front with them. Leave it up front with them with no gloves on. Just leave it up front with them, and they're like, well, we're taking it to the station. Oh, they're taking it to the station, all right. Like, I don't really, I'm trying to figure out how long ago that was, but uh, like, trying to figure out how long. It's like, hey, pretty dope. But I was like, it was about a year or two ago, anyways. Where they had that one of that big drug buses they had, like in Ironton. It was like the biggest drug bus in Lawrence County or whatever, the most meth that they got. Hell, that one blanket ship was in that house for like 2 hours, scoping around, looking around, and everything else. He was in that house for like an hour or two. It don't take that long to collect evidence, it don't. And he was walking back and forth, because on Terry's video, like, yeah, his video wasn't that long, but you could just see he was suspicious walking back and forth in the house. Oh, chance, he was just walking back and forth. And like I said, everything I say is like facts. Like I said, like I've already told my story before, but I got even stories when I was like little, or when IPD, I had the receipt and everything, and I was riding my bike, and IPD stopped me and took my bike and said I took it. I stole it off someone, when I had the receipt and everything, and I tried to show them, and they wouldn't even listen to me. And imagine being a little kid with the receipt and trying to like show them, hey, this is my bike. That kind of pissed me off, because I was riding it. I liked that bike, and they took it. And it went to the auction, and they sold it. That's exactly what happened on everything. Because they said it was stolen off someone, but why didn't the person get the bike? Why did they take it off me and keep it? It was just weird. And it's think it was a Walmart bike. To top it off, it was a Walmart bike. Then one time, me and my old buddy, because I ain't seen him in forever, but we got in a fight, and we was fighting and shit. IPD surrounded the place, and I forgot what year this was, but this was years ago, before Chance, and before Brandon was a cop, before McKnight or Jordan, any of them. And like I said, we was fighting, and they came, and we was already broken up. But I was still fired up, and the cop was like, "When you turn 18, hit me up. I'll beat your ass." He said that to me. I wish I knew who that cop was. I'd be like, I'm of that age now. Come on. No, I'm just kidding. But for real though, it really did happen. He's like, when you turn 18, I'm gonna beat your ass. Like, that's exactly how he said it. I'm like, okay, damn. Being like 16 years old, and he said that, like, and he actually said that, like, okay. Hit that like and subscribe button. Just make sure when you're riding a bike, you always have a light, especially if you're in Ironton, because the cops will stop you, and ask what you're doing. That's why I try to warn people, out here, to have a light on nighttime. Usually try to have a back and front light, But if you have a light, the front light, it's okay, you know. But they're not really pressing it hard now like they used to, like they was a year ago. They ain't really pressing it as hard. See, this is where a parking garage was supposed to be, right here, around here. A parking garage was supposed to be somewhere built right here. But I noticed the sign got taken down, and I don't know if they're still doing it or not. But looking at it, it would be a good place for a parking garage. Like, you could put a parking garage right there. You really could. And the good thing is, it would help. It really would help down here. You gotta think, down here, cars are always parked on the side of the street, and everywhere in Ironton. There's some streets cars parked on you can't really see, like on the stop signs, and they be parked and you can't really see to pull out. You know, I'd be with someone riding around, and all of a sudden they can barely see. They're like, man, these cars are in my way. I can't even really see, you know, to pull out. Like I think they need to like not give no one tickets, but like tell people like to back up so, you know, people could see. And like I said, maybe if they got more parking, that it was, you know, people won't have to park on the side of the road. They can use the parking thing, the parking garage, at least on 3rd Street. They can use it when they're going all these businesses on 3rd, because, you know, you got the city building right here. Then behind there, you got the police station. Then, you know, you got the insurance company. Then you got, I don't know, whatever that new Players Poker Room. That's like a new company I noticed. Like, it's always packed. It's like, I don't know, I think they have a club that the only the cool people are in, if you know what I mean. But, you know, I guess they sit there and gamble and probably play poker and have a little bit of drinks and have fun, you know. But that's there. Then you got the insurance company. Then you got Toro Loco. Then right here you got the shoe store. And then you got all the I think there's still like little businesses inside the city building. Well, I know there's a little restaurant inside the city building. I can't forget about that because that's like a little business. But I mean, I don't know that. Let me see the name of it. Iron something. Hold on. And of course you got the Be Hope Church right here. The Iron Dinner. See, I like that name. I ain't never tried it though, but you know. Then you got rent own, where you can rent stuff. Youth nights, Wednesday, 7 p.m. Middle and high schoolers. Everyone belongs. Be Hope Church. You know, maybe this is a good church. I don't know. But I remember there used to be another church here, and I used to go to it, the Church of King, but they moved down the street. But I really tell you, the guy is the best church if anyone wants to go to church. But the best church is the church across the street from Food Fair, the one on the hill, you know, where they're really like, you know, they're really good to people, is all I gotta say. They help people out. When I did go there, they helped me out. They spent like $400 on us on Christmas, you know, and didn't even need to, but they still done it. And everything else. You know, and everything else. And it's not even about that. They're just good to people, you know. Like, there's some people you can just call up and be like, hey, and talk to them and stuff, you know. Which I ain't talked to them in a long time, but I'm just saying that's a great church. Storms Creek Church, that's what it's called. Storms Creek, yeah. Storms Creek Church. it's a family. It's really a family church because you don't have to be family to go there. But what I'm trying to say is that not many people. It's not like a poppin' church like Sharon Baptist. I know that Sharon Baptist is like a poppin' church, the one that they kicked Chili off the, when Chili was parked in the church parking lot, and they're like, you got to get off the church parking lot. That church is always slam packed. One, the pastor, his son is one of the city council members, so they got some ties. Because my people live by there, and where I was in that, which most people don't know, I was in that video that day. I walked up on him and like started talking, and I remember after they kicked Chili off the parking lot, a couple days later they seen me out there, and the pastor stopped by and apologized to me, and was like, we wasn't trying to be rude that day, and he was like he gave like a stuffed animal to my daughter, and he was like being nice, saying that I'm welcome there every time, anytime I want to, I'm welcome there. Like trying to get me to go there. I don't know. I just thought that was. I just thought that. I think they're like, yeah, where we kicked them off the parking lot, we're going to go and apologize to them. Well, they didn't really kick me off the parking lot. They kicked Chili off the parking lot, but still, it was still very disrespectful. Because a church is supposed to still be for the community, and he wasn't really doing nothing but speaking the truth, and confronting the cops. Because what people don't know is before he pulled up there, a dude was tackled to the ground, and they arrested him. That's why the cops were sitting there, because I looked out the window and all of a sudden the cops had someone on the ground, but Chili didn't see that part because he pulled up like way after that happened. Like I said, after they got done tackling that dude, they put him in handcuffs and took him. That one cop took him to jail, and then the other cops stayed there and was sitting there. At the time, that was when Bradley was a cop, so he was sitting there, and yeah, I think it was Blankenship was sitting there. They was just sitting there, and then that's when Chili just popped up. But that's what I'm saying. Chili didn't see where they had dude on the ground, or he would have been mad about that one. Because they did. They had dude on the ground. I don't know what that dude did. I think they said dude ran from him, but I don't know. All of a sudden, when I looked outside and had the camera, they had him up. They had him up, but they had his ass on the ground. But I noticed that video got pretty good, and that's why I even started a YouTube. That's what even motivated me to start a YouTube, because I was reading the comments, and people down in those comments was like, tell that dude to start a YouTube. Tell that dude to start a YouTube. And, that's what motivated me to even start a YouTube, because people on his page was like, tell that dude to start a YouTube, because I guess they liked the way my energy. So they're like, he has great energy. He could literally do something, So I was like, I'm going to try this out and create this page. And I used to live on 3rd Street and in a house where, a lot of people used to go, and we used to take care of and stuff like that. So I'm like, yeah, I'm just going to call myself Ben on 3rd. So that's how that happened. But yeah, it's crazy that, you get motivated by people. It's like some people motivate you. And I don't care what people say. Like, I got a lot of hate for like being a fan of Chili's, because they're always like, you're just trying to be like Chili. You're just trying to be like Chili. Like, But there can only be one Chili, and there can only be one Ben on 3rd. So. But I heard that for the first couple weeks when I started doing this, that you're trying to be like him, you're trying to be like him, you're trying to be like him. Yeah, that one, when I first started recording, and not to keep talking about it, but when I first started recording, when I got that video of Blankenship putting something on the hood and then his brother picking it up, if you really, really listen to it, the first part they was talking about Chili. They was like, that dude asked, so where's Chili been? And that one cop, I think Blankenship was like, I think he went back to California. They was basically trying to like say they ran him out of town, you know. Let me see here. Let me go by the police station. Well, hold on. Yeah. Literally though, they've been sitting there literally the whole time. That's crazy. But that's literally what they've been doing the past couple nights. They just been chilling, you know, just sitting there. Well, you never know what you're up there doing, but that's why I always go down this way, because I always try to look and see if there's anyone walking in the front way, you know? Because I know at nighttime, at 12 o'clock at night, there shouldn't be no one, or 1 o'clock, there shouldn't be no one walking in there. Not saying I never did see anyone walk in there, but, you know. I'm just gonna cross the street here. See how much I got on my phone. Man, let me see what I got. 18%. I'm all right. A little. I'm like, I try to come out here with a full damn charge. I'm trying to turn the brightness down, but I don't even know how to do this. Like, oh my God, dude, what did I do? All right. See, that's what I'm saying. I'm streaming on this iPhone. And, you know, I'm really like an Android person, you know. This type of phone. All right, hold on. Let me see here. I'm trying to go through. If anyone hasn't seen this comment said, you know, bro, Ironton needs to get new cops. I've seen so many posts the past 2 months about Ironton cops. They need new management, because I'm serious. These people are not here to protect and serve. And that's true, you know. That's really true. And see, this right here is a picture of them sitting by Central Christian Church, you know, where I was talking about yesterday, where I was sitting there letting people know. So that's why I put this picture with this, because, you know, I thought I would do that to make one, you know, YouTube wouldn't let me just post this picture. So I had to, like, put a background, so. Sammy loves beer. Sammy's sitting there having a meeting with his people. So what's the next rehab we're gonna open up? What's the next bar we're gonna open up? Man, we've been making so much money, man. Like, dude, we've been pulling in that money. What other grant should I ask for? What other grant should I get and put in my pocket and split with my people? I'm trying to see if I find any other screenshots that I can show. Oh yeah, this the one the IPD almost ran me over when I was near my FedEx truck. So he was like out doing his job, and IPD wasn't paying attention and almost hit him. It feels like something old McKnight would do. Super Trooper out there doing the most. That's funny, dude. These comments, they be killing me. They really do. These comments, like, they drive extremely too fast going down 4th Street. No sirens, just zooming. They're going at least 50 or 60 miles per hour. That's what someone else said, that they're always flying. Now I will say I always see them on 5th Street flying. I will say that. But yeah, someone said they drive extremely too fast going down 4th Street. No sirens, just zooming. And you should not be going about 50 or 60 on 4th Street. Hell, I don't even have my license, and I know as a licensed driver, you got to be very aware. You got to keep your eyes open at all times. You know, you got to be very aware. You got to look at all your surroundings. You know, and make sure that you keep your eyes on that road. Don't take your eyes off that road. Don't like lean for your phone. Don't text. That shit's stupid. You know, leaning for your phone, texting. Leaning for a cig or something like that, and looking down. I mean, yeah, you can light a cig, but I'm talking about like if a cig like drop, like some people, if a cig pack like drops on the ground, some people be like reaching for it, and you never know, you could cause a big accident. All it takes is a second, boom. Or someone might drop their phone and go reaching for their phone, and all of a sudden they crash. The moral of my story, just be aware. Be aware of your surroundings. But you're supposed to be aware of your surroundings all the time, because you never know what's going to happen. Just because we live in a small town in Ironton, Ohio, like, you always got to watch your back. You never know what's going to go down. I'll know that firsthand. But I don't know who the girl was. I will say this: the person that he ran into, I'm so glad that she's okay, because that did looked bad. And she was probably real scared and everything else. Yeah. A false paperwork they put on me that I was riding a motorcycle with no license or insurance on the side of the road. But they didn't do nothing. They didn't do this. They did not do this. This was a typo, guys. This right here was a typo. This whole paragraph right here was a typo. See, like, this is when McKnight was playing that good officer, and went and bought the bike for that kid, after the bike got stolen, and WSAZ reported it. See, they can report on this. they can report on this, but they can't report on a cop wrecking into someone. Like, this is when what's his name got swelled in. It didn't last long, did it? He didn't last long, did he? At least he's in Chillicothe and he's not in Ironton. But it's still bad. I still feel for the folks hitting me up in Chillicothe. What's up? I need to get out the way if he's pulling out. Oh, I scared you? Yeah, I was like, what up? Yeah. Have a good... Man, that was a new one. I have no idea who that was. I had none, like, I thought that was Jordan. No, that's a new one. I scared him. See, if a police officer's cool to me, I'm gonna be cool back. Like, you know. He came up to me. I mean, he didn't come up to me, but, you know, he right here and he started a conversation. You know, he's like, you scared the piss out of me. I was trying to, like, do this and, like, show his face, but, you know, I don't know if it showed his face or not, but I should have asked his name. Damn it. Ironton be getting new officers all the time, and they keep it on the down low because they don't want to tell no one. Like, shh, we're not telling people. That's funny when you scared the cops. You better be scared of me. Not in a threatening way, but in a way where I'll take your badge or I make you leave. I make you move to another apartment. I've already said if like, even though I think it would be too true if McKnight, like, if he gets in trouble over this, like, I'm gonna have me a couple drinks. Like, hell yeah, karma finally hit that motherfucker right in his face. Like, you know, you don't have to. Sometimes you don't have to do nothing to people when they do you wrong or when they talk crap about you or when they corrupt things. You just sit back and watch. And there's this thing called karma. It will hit them. And you know, it'll get them back. I really thought that was Jordan though. Like, that's crazy. I don't even know where he's been. I thought I seen him the other night, but that wasn't him last night. Then that was that dude. Next time, I'll get his name, you know. Again, this phone that I'm on live on, it's on like 10, so if it like goes black, you know what it is and went dead. But I'm riding in the street. Get over IPD. Like, there ain't no one out, you know. I'm not doing nothing wrong, you know. But other than riding in the road. See, this is awful. You know, Lawrence Street you know, is where they usually stay, the homeless, easy. Well, a couple of them do anyways. And the cops, they patrol this area like crazy. Like in the daytime, they be sitting here. Like at one time, one was sitting at the old Walgreens and sitting right here. If you know where the old Walgreens is it's right up, it's a block away. So they was sitting both spots, you know, trying to get people. See, down this bike trail right here. Hopefully it don't die. Later on, when you're watching this, hit that like button because we are on YouTube Live in Ironton, Ohio. It is, hold on, let me see what time it is. 1:53, Wednesday, May 7th. Driving on a bike trail late at night. See what I can see, but it's late at night. I don't want to be shining a light on people. I'm just trying to go get back, trying to take this way. Fuck. Like I always take right here. It's Corey been on third. Oh, this is way I always take. I always walk by it. Yeah, always. I don't know if you're the same one I gave the money to, but one time I came back here and I gave some money to someone, but I don't know if it's the same person. But if you see me driving through here, I'm just, riding around. I'm up to, I don't do nothing wrong. Well, have a great day. I mean, have a great night. Take it easy. See, this is Steve right here. I had to go down in this bank. Hey, at least he told me nice bike. I usually get dogged at because it's purple. Like, golly, dude, who gives a fuck what color the bike is? I got the bike for free. Shit, I gotta watch out. Damn, you catch the speed right here. Fuck. Yeah, definitely gotta have some light on. Yeah, I don't know if that dude remember me or not. But yeah, like I said, I couldn't really get on video because it's dark. But, it's very easy where they have tents and they stay, because Ironton, like, pushed them off there so, they're not downtown. But some of them do still go downtown, like I said. Some of them still go downtown. See, this is what's so crazy. They have this sign here, and it's been here for years. It's 24/7. There's cameras, but I don't even think there's really even cameras here. I just think that was all. I think it's just all for show. All right, I'm gonna talk about this again. I'm gonna try to, be quiet because the neighbors around here, they really watch this area. So this right here is, right where that water is. You can barely see it, but that's right down there. Nah, you can't see it at all. That's where she was found, face down in the water. And there's track marks and everything else going straight to the water where they dragged her. That's what I heard. And nothing still is being done about it. I just think that's sad. And I figured if there was really cameras here, they could have caught something. Because that sign's right over there. But that's why I don't think there's really cameras here. Because if you know that there's cameras around here in this park, they would have caught something. They definitely would have caught something. I'm just trying to watch my surroundings, so. And that's another thing, this road don't have enough light. Like, it's very dark. This is Lawrence Street, where the pigs always, the cops always stay. They're always parked and get people on this road. Like right up here is where they park. I'll show you guys where they park. See, here is like where you can't get on no sidewalk or nothing. So you really gotta watch out. Like I said, if the phone goes out, it's gonna go dead probably. I don't know when though, but I appreciate everyone tuning in and appreciate everyone's time. Right here, they usually pull in right here because when it floods, this is the gate that we have to take to go out. When it floods, this is the gate that you can't really see, but this is the gate that we have to take right here if when this road floods, Lawrence Street does. So we have to open the gate, but usually what the cop does is back up. He usually backs up Jordan or McKnight or blanket shit. He usually backs it up where you can't really see him coming this way. You can't really see him until it's too late. So you be flying down the street and all of a sudden you'd be like, oh shit, there's a cop, it's too late. So that's why I stand about 40 feet away, telling people, letting people know. But, I can't do that every single day, Sometimes, I miss a lot of things, like a couple times, the days where he wrecked, I missed that.